Hi guys, my name is Sierra. I go by Sweet Pea Cosplay here on the internet, and today we are going to be reviewing a costume that I bought. We're going to be reviewing a costume that I bought from Sky Costume of Nezuko from Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is an extremely popular anime within the community right now. It kind of came on the scene and took everything by storm, and I was swept up into that tornado. Watching the anime and getting to know all of the characters, it's really hard not to fall in love with Nezuko. We don't get to see her very much whenever she is strictly human, but she's so cute. And if there's one thing that I love, it's cute anime girls. So of course, whenever I found out that my friend was going to be cosplaying Tanjiro, I wanted to be their sister so bad. The thing with Nezuko's outfit though is I really did not feel like I had the gutso or the skills to make it. So I resorted to buying it. I feel like I do need to go ahead and preface by saying that this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I bought this costume with my money from this company. This is going to be a completely 100% honest review. I will not hold back any of my thoughts on the costume. So to start out with the basics, I got this costume from a company called Sky Costume. The actual website that I purchased it from, I believe, was called Cosmonales. That could be wrong. When I purchased the costume, it was around the time that the series had just come out, and though a lot of places were making the costume, a lot of them weren't making it custom. And if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of big, and Asian sizes typically don't fit me. Whenever I do purchase costumes online, I always make sure to do it custom so that it fits to my measurements, because people aren't built the same. And I am definitely not an Asian size large. When looking for this costume, this was one of the only websites that did it custom, so I did decide to go through them. The total cost for everything that I got was $117. That was with all of the taxes and fees and the shipping and handling. The $117 bought me the kimono, the jacket, the little hairpiece, and her leg warmers and socks. The first piece that we're going to be talking about is going to be the wrap. This is the obi that goes around your waist whenever you are wearing the costume itself. I do really like the fabric choices that they made for this. The checker pattern and the kimono pattern itself is really nice, and it's a very sturdy garment. It is held together by Velcro through both sides, so you wrap it around your waist and then just Velcro it up. Now on the obi itself, I do wish that I was able to tighten it a little bit more. It was a very comfortable fit, but it was a very loose fit. For me personally, whenever I am wearing these types of costumes, I do like to have my waist cinched more than what this provided for me, but that's just a personal preference. It was still very comfortable. I was able to breathe, I could sit, I could stand, I could move around, not restricting whatsoever. The next costume piece that I'm going to talk about was the kimono piece itself. Now, one thing to note about this is that it does not have any sleeves. It is just like, there's no sleeves. There's no other way to word that. The costume opens up in the front, and there are these ties along the inside of it where you can wrap it and keep it on your person. If you've ever taken any kind of martial arts, it's kind of very similar to that. You wrap this piece on the inside near your waist, and there's another piece that you do the same thing on the other side. The fabric was very, very breathable. I wore this to Holiday Matsuri, which is a Florida convention, and it was, I want to say, pretty much in the 80s for the entirety of the day that we wore this, and I didn't sweat at all, and that was with the kimono, the obi, and the jacket, and a wig. I will say that I wish that there were sleeves on it, because I just think that for aesthetics it would look better and it would be more accurate, but I can understand why they did not put the sleeves on, especially because she does have a jacket. The only time that the sleeves was really an issue itself is whenever my jacket would open and you would just get a nice pit shot right there. The neck piece also is not fully attached to this, and I think that's so that you can, you know, crisscross it however you want to. But this also ended up being an issue in photos where it was sticking up or it was out where it wasn't supposed to be. And in general, it just wasn't flattering. Another thing that I really liked about the kimono was the fabric. The fabric itself had this really pretty design that you could really see whenever you moved it around in the sunlight. It was like flowers on the fabric that were kind of like a hidden thing. Next, the jacket. The jacket itself doesn't have any additional designs on it like the kimono or the obi did. It's just a regular black kind of standard fabric, but it does have the long sleeves, which are great for storing things. I had my phone and my wallet in this for a good portion of the convention. It's very thin and light material, which again was great for wearing this in the Florida weather. I really did not feel constricted or constrained or overheated or anything wearing this. It was just like a nice light jacket, but it was very breezy. Another thing about this jacket is that I just felt really cute in it. You can kind of like cover up your hands with it and you have just a little like, yeah, you know, yeah. I just like sleeves that go over my hands. It makes me feel like a cute little anime girl, which was the whole purpose anyway. The only downside to the jacket was that the lining kind of made it slippery. The reason why that wasn't so great was again because the kimono didn't have sleeves, so the jacket would often slip off and just expose my armpit. Next, we're going to move on to the accessories. The first accessory we're going to be reviewing is the hairpiece. It is just a little pink bow that has some wire in it so that you can move it and mold it how you want it to look in your head. Whenever I first saw this hairpiece, I genuinely did not think that it was going to stay in place, but I didn't have any issues whatsoever with it. I thought it looked adorable. I didn't have to adjust it at all throughout the day, and it stayed in place where it was supposed to be. All in all, the hairpiece itself was really great. The next piece of the costume threw me. When I initially opened up the costume package and I saw these items, I did not have any idea what they were. Let me show you. So what came in the package were these. They are just these like little tubes with stuffing in between them, and I genuinely had no clue what this was supposed to be. But if you haven't figured it out, it's supposed to be her leg warmers. I got 6 of these in the pack, and I don't like them. They ended up slipping a lot through the day, and I don't think that they're very accurate to the character themselves. I understand what they were going for, trying to get that same bubble effect that Nezuko has, but it just didn't do it for me. My friend Josetta suggested that I sew them together and then I can put some pink ribbon around them to make them look more accurate, but I'm not sure if I want to do that because I don't think that they fit my legs very well. Whenever they're on my legs, because I have larger calves, they ended up kind of stretching and they didn't look as poofy, and instead of being closer to my knee, they ended up being closer to my ankle, and I think that it would just be better if I remade them myself. The last thing that was included with this costume were the socks. These are not the socks that came with the costume. The socks that came with the costume were kind of a weird silk texture, and they just did not feel good on my feet. They slipped all over the place. It was not great. So I opted to go and buy these from Amazon. They're actual cotton socks. They still have the little like toe thing that we're looking for, and they ended up being a lot better in my opinion than the socks that were given to us. In general, I would rate this costume a 7 out of 10. I do see why they made design choices that they did make for this costume, like the sleeves to keep you cool, but there are just some things that I think could have been fixed, or that I didn't like. For sure, the leg warmers, awful. Absolutely awful. That could have been done so much better. And the socks just kind of felt like a throwaway, like they shouldn't have even included the socks in my opinion. I think that for $117 it was well worth my money. If I had spent the amount on fabric that this did and tried to make it myself, it probably would not have turned out well, and it probably would have ended up costing me more time and more money than this did. especially with Nezuko's, you know, crisscross designs, wasn't going to do that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate your support. Feel free to hop on over to my Instagram and give me a follow there. I just go by Sweet Pea Cosplay on all social media. Thanks for sticking around for my unprofessional rambling, and I will see y'all later. Bye!